let them bring you down, cause then you be on a level. Listen, I'm never giving up. Stand your ground, don't get too comfortable or too settled. Listen, I'm never giving up. When you hit rock bottom, it's only one way to go. Listen, I'm never giving up. Everybody got problems, how you handle them, no. Listen.
Hey, I'm John.
And I'm Jonathan.
Welcome to the Formula.
Hey guys, we have a special episode today. We have special guests from up north, New York. We have 07 and Sinnagi from Undeniable.
Peace.
Hey, yo. So I messed up their name at first, you know. I called Sinnagi, so this obviously that's something that, like a lot of artists, it's funny that you brought that up, because a lot of artists and a lot of people get their names messed up. Like Andy Mineo, they called him something different on the radio too. You feel what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So Sinnagi, you want to
Sinnagi? Say it with me. Sinnagi.
Sinnagi, you want to spell your name, your stage name out to everyone, okay, so everybody get it right.
It's S-I. It's S-I-N-N-A-G-I.
Okay, I got you.
I like it, man. But yeah, man, we definitely appreciate you guys for making the time. I know, with this pandemic and because the pandemic actually makes us a little bit more busy. It's kind of don't slow us down. It kind of makes it a little bit more busy because just like you guys, I'm pretty sure you're trying to make the best out of this opportunity when we have the downtime where we usually don't. So we still pretty busy.
Absolutely.
The smart ones are taking advantage.
Yeah. The smart ones are taking advantage for sure. And before the call, I heard you guys talking about the moves you're making, and so that's dope, man. It's good to hear that. Just tell us a little bit more about yourself, guys. How'd you guys meet?
We're from the same neighborhood, which is Corona, Queens.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. The story goes. Basically, I used to see Owen passing. Like, we mutual friends. I'd see him all over the neighborhood. I thought he had a twin. Like, everywhere I was at, he'd pop up and he'd be like, "Oh, what's up, man? Didn't I just see you?" Like, it'll be like that. But then come to find out, we have mutual people that did music, and then it was a producer that we both work with, and we meet up in the lab, and then collabs happen. You know how that goes. I was on O's first album, actually, right? That's
yeah.
It's the first album, right?
Yeah. And my first album that never got released. We had just like Sis said, we had a mutual acquaintance. We knew some folks that were in the same circles that had been recording the project, and we were building a studio out in East Elmhurst, Jackson Heights, and one of our peoples who wasn't an electrician was messing with the breakers and whatnot, caused a short, and the machinery equipment that we were using to record my first album got erased. My entire first album got erased, but as soon as I was on it. That was the very start of our artistic collaboration.
Wow.
Yeah.
So who started your music career first? Like, who got on? Who signed first? How did that work out?
No, we're independent. I haven't signed with anybody. I can't.
Cool.
Me personally, I haven't signed with nobody. We're independent.
Okay.
Yeah. We in the past we had some dealings with, I had some dealings with Fat Beats when and this is years ago when they were a thing. But on this first album that we were speaking about, that Sim was on, we had a pretty dope situation on the table, but it just didn't work out in the end, and it's been independent route ever since.
Okay. All right, so this is my understanding that you guys like do your own separate albums as solo artists, and then you guys come together like as a group and do albums together. Is that right?
Well, I mean, like O said, and what I described before, we were individual artists. Like we were already artists, and we had solo projects as well. I had a solo EP, Pull the Plug, a while back, and then in 2011, me and O basically got together on a track, and it's a funny story behind that track too. So a friend of mine, or a friend of ours, should I say, he invited us to the house, and he said, "I got some beats for you." Paid us a couple of beats. We picked one, and the song came immediately because of the situation that was developed around that, or should I say, helped create that. You know, I don't know if you want to expound on that. Or
you know, it was just like a perfect set of circumstances, really, and we just again, like there's a mutual friend that we also knew from the neighborhood, and just you know, just
shout out to Reno.
Yeah, this brother is still he's still contributing to what we're creating nowadays. But he was a spark. We went and sat down at his place. He played us a couple of beats, and you know, it started off as we were supposed to collaborate on one song, and then the chemistry and everything was just there. So one song turned into 5, and then turned into an album.
So what's the name
and
of
that
the song?
It was Blue Bacon.
Yeah, I thought that was it.
I
Blue
remember.
Yeah. And you know what, yo, you know what?
I gotta laugh at that for the simple fact that it just came so effortlessly.
Yeah, right. You know what?
The way it happened, it's just like, wow.
Well, we're going to give you the super exclusive right now. We're going to give you the super backstory to that, because that is an important thing. Sin and I had got, being from Corona, Queens, one of the most notorious precincts in Queens and New York City is the 115 precinct, which is known for its corruption and police brutality and so on. You know what I mean? Their relationship with the people is not a good one. And so we were moving through Queens, we were moving through Corona to go to an internet cafe this one time, because we had an interview kind of like this. We had an interview with a radio station or something like that, and so we went to the internet cafe at the time. It was something that made sense. And when we left there, making our way back home, we got stopped by the police and locked up. You know what I mean? They harassed us, locked us up. And while we were sitting in the cell is when the idea for Blue Bacon came about. And so when we got out and we... I just got to laugh because
y'all got out and
things that are incorporated in... What was that?
I say y'all got out and formed like Voltron.
Yo, word.
Basically. And, you know, that was that one song that turned into 5. We were doing joints and we didn't really have a name. And then that song, Blue Bacon, actually won an award.
Nice.
Yeah. The Independent Music Award for best song. And basically we didn't have a name, so we were trying to breaking our heads coming up with names and shit. So then, can we curse?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So we're breaking our heads coming up. Okay. we're trying to come up with a name, and O just was like, "Yo, man, every time we do a joint, it's like an undeniable thing. Like it's undeniable. Yeah, that's it." And from then on, that's what it was.
I actually remember the day that you guys were getting ready to shoot. I remember that day very clearly.
Yeah, it's been an interesting journey, but that's how we first came together and started doing it.
All right, so you guys wrote Blue Bacon. Y'all did that song like a long time ago. Y'all didn't just now do it recently with all like the political protest and all the stuff that's going on now.
No,
y'all been wrote that a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously that's an ongoing problem. It's been an ongoing problem.
It don't stop.
So it's not something that everybody, you know, you see how this rush to start talking about this and writing about. Nah, this was something that we just felt like was true to life, because the art form comes from life experiences. The way we create stuff, you know. So that was something that just was supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like it was supposed to happen.
Right. And how do you guys feel about being labeled as like conscious rappers?
Well, you know, we know and understand that regardless of what we do, people gonna have labels and boxes that they you know, for their convenience, and just because it's what people do, people are gonna look at us and see us in all kind of ways, and label us, perceive us how they do. But we real people at the end of the day, and so all we're doing, just so that people do understand and know, all we're doing is creating music from our experiences, our thoughts, and different parts of us. So yeah, you know, you might hear one song and think of us as conscious, and hear something that might completely make you look at us in a different way. But we just real people, and you getting every part of us through music.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, every artist has a level of consciousness. You know, I think that term is kind of like, to me, is like outdated or corny, for the simple fact that, you know, there's a consciousness involved in doing low bass music, like things that just deal with, all right, party and bullshit. Then you got a consciousness that deals with what's going on, how you feel about something, your political views. You know, it's all how you do it. And, you know, some people are able to do it tastefully, and some people come off different. Like that conscious stuff, like, you know, quote unquote, people are like, I don't want to hear that conscious stuff. You know, the reason why is they don't want to think too much. You know what I mean? It's like music for them is an escape. So they don't really want to deal with what's going on. They want to escape from what's going on. You know, so that's how I feel about people that say, oh, that's conscious, that's that conscious. Oh, you're a conscious rapper. You know, that's not what it is.
Well,
do you feel
I got a
like?
question for you.
Yeah.
Well, when y'all listen to our music, how do y'all see us?
And I see it vibing. Like,
y'all see us as conscious rappers?
Not necessarily. No, I don't actually, because it's just that the music. When I hear you guys' music, it's feel good music. It's the music, like, you know, that it's the life that we live as people. So I mean, that's what we need. That's the music we need to hear as people.
I do, to an extent, because I feel like when I personally think of a conscious artist, it's an artist who's tapped into something that people need to learn. You know, so the way that you guys express yourselves, I feel, is a lot more eloquent than a lot of people are, especially right now with what's out on the radio. You don't hear people everybody has something to say, but I feel like there's a takeaway from what you guys have to say. Like,
there's a big reason for that, though. There's a huge reason for that.
I feel
like when we came up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That conscious term is not necessarily. I could see you feeling like it's outdated, but it's not necessarily a negative thing to me when I think of it in regards to you guys, or in regards to the rappers that I would associate it with. You know, like a J. Cole. You know, it's a compliment and not necessarily trying to put you in a box.
And you guys like mix it up. So, but the thing is, some of your music has a positive message, so people are gonna label that as, you know, conscious rapper.
And that's unfortunate, though. You know, we cool. Well, I mean, you know, like, look, just to be clear, like on my side of things, that's not a label that I take offense to in no kind of way. You know, the fact that people could draw inspiration, learn something from my music. You know, that's a beautiful thing. That's the goal. You know what I'm saying? We want people to be able to walk away with something from our music that adds value to their life. You know what I'm saying? And, we're making this music so that is an understanding. You know what I mean? When you hear this music, you're seeing a part of yourself through us. You're seeing part of our reality that you're sharing. And so, you know, if it's something that is bringing an awareness and making it so that people can see things better through our experience, then it's cool. You know what I mean? Now you're a little more conscious too. You're a little more aware. I'm good with that.
We just real people making real music for real people.
Nice. Just a random question. You guys are in the music industry or whatnot. Do you guys come across like stressful times? And if you come across stressful times or deal with a lot of stress within the music industry, how do you deal with that?
Oh man, of course. I mean, again, like we real people, we dealing with a whole lot of stress just even doing what we're doing and balancing it out with everyday life. You know, we all do that.
How is that for you guys? How do you find the time to, work, take care of home, take care of your children, and still be able to be as dedicated as you guys are towards building your brand?
I would best answer that is you got to make time for all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
The most important things come first, though. You know what I'm saying? Which is family. So I would say it's a balance. You have to balance it out either which way, but the most important things do come first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, at the same, that's pretty much what it always is going to be. We family comes before everything, and we make sure that we make conscious decisions that are going to benefit our families before anything. But there's a lot of sacrificing in doing this, because it's not an easy thing to juggle the responsibilities that we do have. What I will say is this, because we have learned a lot about ourselves through the adversity and through struggling to balance everything out in our lives. We as people oftentimes overlook what we're really able to do. A lot of times, people will hear an idea that you have, and for example, be like, that's unrealistic. That that maybe you should be more practical, or that can't be done. They'll come at it from that way because in their own minds they see it like something that's not doable, something that's realistic. But it don't necessarily mean that you can't do it. You know what I mean? And so it's been like some impossible things to do. Being a parent and working a job and juggling music and doing a million other things ain't an easy thing to do. But then after you actually get certain things done, it's like, oh shit, I did it. I found a way. And so a little bit of that feeling gets erased within your own mind. Really realizing like, with all of this mountain of tasks and things that you had to do, you still found a way to push through and get it done. Now that only makes it so that you could do more the next time around.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like when you're exercising and you reach like the limit of what you thought you could do, and you get a little past it, then the next time around you're able to do a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what it's been like for me and for us going through this process of creating music and handling everyday responsibilities.
That's powerful, man. That is very powerful. A lot of people need to hear that, the going through your barriers, because it really is this. It's funny. This life is all about like managing the outlook that others have for you. You know what I mean? Just like you said, you tell someone a good idea that you have that will probably can make you, very successful. But if you tell that wrong person, they say you can't do it. And that kind of kills that idea sometimes in people. Mm-hmm. So it's, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. And, we really appreciate you guys actually allowing us to use your music, to, on our podcast, and that the song is dope, man. What actually inspired the Never Giving Up track?
First of all, thank you for having our music and showing us love like that. Glad that the music was able to be a right fit for what y'all doing. We're glad that y'all was able to embrace it and use it in the way that y'all did. What was the follow up? What was the follow up question? Was it?
It was just the right vibe. Like the song was like just the right vibe for what we were going for in particular, and we wanted to be sure that we used an artist that we believed in, a song that really spoke to us. And in going through different music, and going through different beats, that was the one that resonated. That song in particular was the one that resonated with us the most, and we felt like kind of carried through the message that we were trying to spread with the podcast. But Jonathan was asking what inspired that song.
That song, real life, man. That song in particular, our brother Elijah Miguel is on that, and being the fact that he's not here to tell his story, but both his parents are dealing with cancer in a major way. Like they beat it to a point, but like through that time, that's what inspired his verse, and he was going through a lot. But as he described in his verse, he's not giving up because he's got people that are relying on him. As far as I'm concerned, my inspiration was my mother, really. Seeing her, and what she went through and what she persevered through and, got it done. She didn't make no excuses. She didn't give up. She got it done. That was my inspiration,
Yeah. Just some of the things that I've been through in life. I got more than enough inspiration for that stuff. So yeah, just being able to get through certain obstacles and certain adversities, certain tough situations in life, and finding a way to keep moving forward. That's just our story, who we are. So that was the inspiration.
So speaking of inspiration, what is the story behind the stage names that both of you guys chose?
Since we got to get your name right, we might as well get this.
Okay, bet. You got it. All right. So, synergize is a play on the word synergy. Synergy is a combination of two things for a cause. Like, say alcohol and soda, for lack of a better expression, right? You got the harshness of the alcohol, but you want to soften it up with soda and still get the same effect, right? So mine is sound and energy, and synergize, sound and energy.
Okay.
So it's the synergy of sound and energy.
Okay, I got you.
And you?
And for me, my name is Omnipotent Allah. And so 07 is simply an abbreviation of the two, because I'm 5%, I'm part of 5% Nation, and so certain principles, the number 7 is for Allah, and our supreme mathematics, the number 7 is for Allah, and so is 07, just to keep it short and simple.
Okay, cool. So it looks like you guys have done quite a bit of collaborations. If you could choose anyone, dead or alive, anyone in hip hop, anyone in music, any genre, to collaborate with, who would it be?
It's an unfair question. That's an unfair question. But right.
What immediately comes to your mind?
But see, that's the thing. Like, the way our minds work, I bet you right now, between O and I, we got 5 people in the studio right now.
So you would choose somebody that like an artist that over a celebrity that has passed, or your favorite rapper.
An artist that I know?
Yeah, like a artist that you know personally over, a famous rapper.
Like Big.
That's unfair too. We have a whole slew of people that we've worked with that we are like, that are brothers, that are crazy with it. Mm-hmm. So that's an unfair question for me.
So you can't really pin it down
because I'm gonna get it a lot in my ear about it if they hear this.
Yeah, we definitely see that.
Are there any rappers that are in the industry right now, like pop culture well known right now that you would be interested in collaborating with?
And put on the track
Well,
with you and your boys. You feel what I'm saying? Kind of be like
well,
Wu-Tang.
just well, I wanna throw in a little something because what y'all just asked. There's a ton of artists that we would love to work with. Just like any there's a lot of dope artists that are not here anymore. That it would have been dope to collaborate with, and there's so many people to name. One of the first people that jumped out when you asked the question for me is Courage Mayfield.
Nice.
Yeah, mine would be Bob Marley.
That's dope.
Those
like
are two
that.
great
Yeah,
choices.
that's pretty good.
Dude, I heard that track that you had, kind of that reggae feel track, and you big up on Bob Marley. That was dope.
Yeah, he bodied that.
Yeah, that joint was
never
dope.
get cleared though.
That was
never
dope.
get cleared. They'll sue the shit out of me.
I guess that's a great thing about SoundCloud, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I willfully, you know what I'm saying, that song already got to their ears, you know what I'm saying, and they like it. I mean,
Right.
I think that's a super dope song.
Yeah, it was dope, bro.
That
It
was
was
produced
dope.
by that was put together and produced by Con Boogie. I actually brought him the song that I wanted to sample, which was Trench Town Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to the studio and he had a headache, a major headache, like one of the migraines. He couldn't even open his eyes. He's like, "Yo, give me 10 minutes." He touched a couple of keys. He's like, "Yo, come back, check this out." He's like, "I'm almost finished with it." Yo, it was crazy. I was like, "Okay, let's go.
That's dope.
Let's go."
That's dope, man.
But yeah, shout out to Con.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. And everybody that's had a part to play in helping us create what we've been putting together for people. We ain't just been doing this ourselves. We got a lot of dope people that have been in our corner and helping us out along the way. So everybody that has from Con to Con
Fred Wine, E Prestige, KV Jones, Jay Styles, Devious Middle Fingers, Rod the Blizz, Grands and Buddha, Shogun, Somatic. It's a lot.
Yeah, everybody that's helped us out, man. We really appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
So, of the collaborations that you've done thus far, right, which one sticks out in your mind the most? Like, it may be a funny story behind it.
Wow. Right now. Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead. I want to see what you guys say because it might be the same. It might be the same.
You know what? Now, right now, the first thing that just popped into my mind when you asked the question is a song that we have called "Humble Pie."
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's not out yet. But it's coming, and it's a really dope collaborator we have with an incredible artist named Devo D.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all seen him and heard him before. Actually seen him on TV and shit. He's an incredible singer and MC and musician in general. And I think that song in particular, like we captured something really special with that song too.
So
I would have to say I have 4 or 5 really, like, and most of them are already on the Knuckle Sandwich album.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, Balls with KB Jones, Balls. I gotta say that one. I gotta say In the Night with Kasim Allah for sure.
Yeah.
And like my personal favorite, like as far as the whole concept of the song, Strap Up. That one for me is like probably I put that number 1.
That was a really dope one. Shout out to
shout out to Napoleon Legend. Yeah.
That's a really dope one. We have some really dope collaborations that really shine light as to certain things that we deal with on a regular and our frame of mind and who we are as people. But if you listen, you won't hear that in the music in general. Right now, as a matter of fact, tonight by like 7 or 8 o'clock is some new music that's going to be available for y'all too. We're releasing a song called They Think They Know, and it's actually a solo piece off of an upcoming solo album I got coming out too. Sinnagi and I both have some solo LPs on the way. And tonight you get your first look at one of them.
Nice.
Nice. So, during this pandemic, are you guys like still? I mean, you guys can't do shows or tours or anything, can you?
Nah, there's no tours or shows for the simple fact that you can't have a certain amount of people in the same room
Right.
at the same time. It becomes a hazard, and there's a lot of things they're putting in place to block that as far as the venues are here concerned. They're pretty much shut down, just like the bars and all the rest of the places.
I'm looking forward
that
to
people
seeing you guys
congregate.
get on this virtual wave, with performances and shows going on, because there's been a little surge of that happening. So maybe that's something that we can be looking forward to coming from you guys. Little virtual mini concert.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was actually talking to my brother about that over the last couple of days because, this whole virtual shows and battles that have been happening are really starting to catch. And one of the artists that monetized it in a different way as of recently was Erica Badu by charging people, I think, like $2 or $3 in order to join the live stream or show. And so I think that's a direction that is probably going to be the norm for a lot of artists moving forward. And that's something that we're going to have to look at and apply for where we at right now, should things go beyond 2021, the January 2021, which is what it's looking like.
Yeah, because it's a different world for sure.
Yeah, you gotta make adjustments.
Yeah.
And how does your writing process differ when you doing your solo projects versus your style when you're doing your group projects?
As far as when we're together and we create, so it comes off by ideas. Sometimes would set it off just making like noises, but it'll be like a flow. It sounds funny like how I'm expressing it, but if you was there, you definitely understand. It's like you've seen a couple of people do it before. Yeah, and he'll come, I got it, and he'll go in the booth and do something, and we'll build off of that. Or it'll be just like I'd have a line, or he'd have a line, and we'll build off of that. Things, and a lot of the time, the song is there.
So what do you do when you come across those times where you both have a different approach to a song? Because you're both like very confident, in your approach to a song. So when you both are feeling a certain kind of wave that may not be exactly the same, how do you work that out?
That's the whole part of collaboration. I mean, there's been times that I'd say something a certain way, and I think it'll be right, and I'll be like, maybe you might want to consider doing it this way. And that's all it is. It's collaboration, and vice versa. It's collaboration. It's like being open to that kind of criticism or that type of creative process to make something better. Because I mean, we're not. I can't say that I always got 100%. It's in the pocket. There's been times that I'd be way off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come back to this. I got to write this over, or I got to do this over. So it's basically us holding ourselves accountable for what we're doing.
And really not having big egos, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, because we want to do what's best. And so we know and understand that it may be certain things that I have in mind for a song or a situation, and my brother is seeing something that I don't see. And so I'm open to listening to what he got to say, because it may produce the best outcome. And in the end, it's about doing things the best way. So we never really had no issues with clashing about ideas for songs. We got a great chemistry and creative process when it comes together, and there's no real big egos when it comes to this. So that's a big help.
That says something big about the level of trust that you guys have in each other. that you're able to do that, because a lot of artists have, like, I've worked in the studio with O before, and it is a fact, like what he's saying, about being open to, a lot of people can't humble themselves in that way and be open to hearing anything else when they get in a certain frame of mind, especially when it comes to something creative. So that really says a lot about the kind of trust that you guys have in each other, as a team, as a group, as brothers, as friends,
And
that you're able to do that.
to add on to what you're saying is, like our engineer won't let us get away with things either. Our producers won't let us get away with things either. We have people that are not going to sit there and be like, yeah, that's cool, that's dope. They're going to tell us, listen, that's not it, or maybe you could do this a little different. So it's a collective thing. It's not just somebody just, each one of us just going bullheaded into saying, like, this is it. We're open to, it's a collaboration. Like I said before, it's a collaboration. To collaborate, you got to let that ego go.
So you guys don't have like a particular formula that you guys follow? It's like some artists, they need to hear the beat first and then write to the beat, or some artists, they need to come with the chorus first and then write around the chorus, like, or do you guys just go in and just like wing it, so to speak?
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say this because it just popped into my mind as soon as you started to ask the question. You got to look at it like a relationship, and so if you dealt with if you was dealing with a sister from Jersey last year, and you ain't together now, but you dealing with a sister from Cali right now. Like the situation is a little different. The approach, the talks is a different mindset, and it's that kind of way when it comes to music. You know what I mean? A different producer, a different sound is going to inspire different things. You may be sitting down and just off of the talks that we having right now, an idea will come out of it, and we jot down a couple of lines. Like, yo, this is something dope the guy said, and the song comes out of it. It might be a music song or beat that we hear, and it's like a melody that inspires a hook or something. You know what I mean? Every situation is a little different and creative.
Yeah, and not to say, there's things that we both have in the clip that we free write. We just writing our thoughts down and writing bars down, and it'll fit. It'll fit a certain scheme or a certain concept, and we'll tailor it from there. So it's a little bit of everything. I can't say there's a set formula or way of how we create our art. I think it's just pretty much a whole lot of tools in the box.
Got you.
Yeah, man, I've been in those sessions. Like my brother raps and my cousin raps, and I've been in those sessions just to see the creativity and how the ideas get bounced back. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's really a beautiful thing. And what do you guys do, like, just off the music topic, what do you guys do for fun? Like, what's your hobbies? Do you guys do any, like, before this pandemic thing? Like, what are some of the things you guys do in the community as well?
Well, during the pandemic, during this whole pandemic, everybody's been pretty much to themselves and immediate family for the most part. Yeah. So everybody, just like before the pandemic, everybody don't use their time the same way. And so for many of us, it's still been work through the pandemic. You know what I mean? Like working to provide for ourselves and our families. And at the same, you know what I mean? And that's been both of us, because we also work and do different things to provide for our families outside of music. One of the things that I've taken up and grown to really love during this whole pandemic is gardening, and I fell in love with that before, a couple of years before, just appreciating nature a little more. And I really developed a passion for it now, and I love to I love to see things grow from the earth and be able to go, into my backyard and deal with it like the produce aisle, and be able to go in the house and cook. Certain things that I love to create. And so I've been building a lot of things and with my hands, and that kind of stuff is therapy for me. Yeah.
So let's get back to that gardening, man. Let's get back to that gardening. Yeah, because that's my wife is. We started to get in the garden. We actually just bought all this soil, put a garden. We actually created a raised bed garden. So we have some collard greens and kale and broccoli, things like that. So what are you growing out there?
Oh man, I'm growing some lettuce, some red leaf lettuce, some green leaf lettuce, some arugula, some dill, some cilantro, some parsley, some basil, some rosemary. I got lavender in my garden. Sweet potatoes.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
I got tomatoes. I got jackfruit. I got callaloo.
Callaloo.
Tomatoes.
I got quite a couple of special things in my garden, and like I said, it's just a real beautiful thing to be able to go in your yard and pick up something to eat it right then and to bring it in the home. I got a boysenberry tree. You see, this is so dope. You know what I mean? I love to cook, and the body receives things differently when it's done in that way. Recently, I learned the importance of gardening in a different light because I don't eat no meat. It's been 28 years without eating no meat, and so for people that don't eat meat, getting a certain vitamin, and that's vitamin B12, is a little difficult at times. And so when I started to look into why that's the case, it's simply because that's a vitamin or something that we get from the earth, and because the food that we're dealing with is not grown organically often, or the chemicals in the water and such is stripping it of these essential vitamins and nutrients that we need. And so when you're just getting it straight from the earth like that, like you get that vitamin. And so I've been able to reap a lot of benefits, health benefits just off of doing this,
Yeah, I've been pescatarian for 3 years, and my wife just started being a vegetarian, which I think I'm going that route as well, if not completely vegan. So we actually have a cool episode out there. You guys need to check out. We had some vegan tacos. Have you had that yet?
Yeah, Jude. 28 years. I think I done had everything that there is when it comes to that world, yo.
Do you use walnuts too?
Oh man, it's so funny you saying that. I got my brother with me downstairs. I had no surprise from my brother. And so I soaked some walnuts overnight. I'm about to put those in the blender downstairs and make some fresh walnut milk, and then what's left over that I use to make vegan tuna, and it comes out crazy.
Nice.
There was some of that in a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
Nice.
You're gonna have to get that recipe from you, bro, for that tuna.
Oh, you actually have a couple
you can tune in.
Episodes up, right? Where you do a little cooking.
Yeah. You follow us. First of all, you can follow us at Undeniable Music on Instagram. On Facebook, if you look up Undeniable Movement, you can find us there. But it's Undeniable Music on most social media. On our independent and individual social media accounts, you can follow me at Orion_7 and _OSVN_. And you can find us.
Yeah, SINNSANE 11368.
So, Sin, what kind of hobbies are you doing during this pandemic?
Well, with me, I've been really refocusing on getting my living situation together. I draw, but I've been touching back on that recently. I haven't been doing that as much as I should have in the past, but I've been drawing a little bit more. That's pretty much it. I mean, as far as like agriculture, I got a few little plants, but nothing like you guys are talking about. Y'all talking about some real deal things. That's something else. That's a different animal.
Yeah, it sounds like '07 got everything he need.
Yeah.
Like he don't even need.
Listen,
you don't even need to go
listen,
grocery
yo.
shopping.
Listen.
If you see it, it's better. You got to see it. He can't explain it to you. You got
Yo, you know, like if you can find some recipes. I got a dope little show that I've been putting together too, and there's a new episode of it coming this week. It's called I've Been Cooking. You can find that on IGTV and on my my independent on my IG account, my individual IG account. Post episodes of the show from time to time. Ain't no set schedule. It's whatever I see it fit to drop it. I'm ready to. Because it takes time to put these things together. I'm editing the shit too. It's called I've Been Cooking, and so you're gonna get a glimpse of some recipes, some things to make yourself and improvise. And I'm gonna be also showing like some of the gardening process and some of the things I'm doing. I'm not the only one now in my area doing this in the community, my neighborhood. A couple of my neighbors are really dope at gardening and growing, and so you know we already sat down and between each other, a group of us is like, you know, when you next year moving forward, we're gonna grow things that the next one is not grown. So if you're growing this, I'll grow something different, and that way we can exchange with each other and have everything that we need. And I think that that's the direction if people in general start to apply that principle and start to do that collectively, like we can solve a lot of the problems that we have right now dealing with food and dealing with this pandemic.
That's dope, man.
So
Thanks.
I don't even know if I should ask this question, but being that you guys are hip hop artists, before we let you go, we kind of have to ask you guys this question. Who's your top 5 all time?
Here we go. Listen, I'm gonna say it like this because again, when you say top 5, that's not really fair to anybody. Because
all right, well, do you have a favorite 5?
If I say a certain one, you're gonna be like, "That's your top 5? You ain't got your top 5." It's gonna become. It's hard, man. It's hard, but. Go ahead, Om. If you got that answer, go ahead. I'm gonna sit on this one for a second. I'm gonna just say for right now. And when I think of top 5, I think of people that really changed things when they with their art form and what they did. And for me, some of those people are Rakim, Cool G Rap, KRS, and Slick Rick. I think that those are some initial game changers, and people that really still to today artists can go and pull from their blueprint when creating. I think that not a lot of Wu-Tang. Yeah, grandchildren running around right now sounding like them, or doing the same kind of. So I would have to agree with We're missing one though. You said 4. You're missing one. Oh yeah, I just threw in Nas and Wu-Tang, because they also like really, really huge game changers and people that still influence the artists of today with what they did and radically changed. When they came on, especially the Wu-Tang with the independent movement.
I don't know if we should count them because it's like 40 of them. I don't know if that's
Yeah, Wu-Tang wanted deep. Man. They was deep as hell.
Yeah, but they definitely revolutionized things and changed things around with what they were doing.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not even mad at that. Yeah, that's a good
like
list.
hit it on the head, man. He said a couple of 3 in particular that influenced me heavily, and that was Slick Rick's story ability. KRS had the same thing, but then he'll hit you with the knowledge, and at the same time he'll hit you with that battle MC kind of flow. So you wasn't getting beat in the head, but you was getting your ass kicked when you listen to it. Cool G Rap, jeez, that dude, he's a genius. To me, lyrically, scheme wise, concept wise, vocabulary, delivery, Ah, man, dude. I don't see how people don't really. He's not in the conversation like that still, because yeah, it's crazy. With him, it's crazy. So those three in particular really, really, you know what I'm saying, are heavy influence.
Man, you did us one better. You didn't even do top 5. You did
Yeah,
top 3.
yeah.
I know that was hard.
Well, you know, I could. I'm sure you guys can tell from what my accent. I'm from down south. So
What you said?
I said I know you guys can tell from my accent that I'm from down south. I'm from North Carolina.
Okay, so who's your top 5?
My top 5?
Yeah, who's your top 5? You want to put us on the spot? Right?
Well, see, my question was like, and I give you my top 5 as well. What do you think about the down south rappers like a Pastor Troy?
Okay, my favorite. I got a couple of favorites.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of hard. That's because they people sleeping.
Yeah.
People sleep, but really, you know, you could go from. Let's see. Then, all right. So let's do A-Ball, MJG.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do Tim C and Bun B.
That was my number one.
Let's do Ludacris. Let's do T.I. Let's do Jeezy. Rick Ross got to go in there, and people gonna kill me for that, but still be talking real reason. I love it. Damn, I'm missing Outkast.
Outkast, yeah, I knew that.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Goody Mob. It's too much. It's too much. They got y'all got heat, man. Y'all got heat.
Andre 3000 is in my top 5 for sure.
Yeah, Drake
Dude,
dope.
Don't ever put him on a track with you. Don't put him on a track with you. Don't do it.
And you know who else is in my top 5? There's a newer artist called Toby Nwigwe. He is so talented.
What's his name?
Toby Nwigwe.
Kobe what?
Toby Nwigwe.
What's his name? What? Kobe?
Toby.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, he has a song out called out. It's an older song, but he has a song with he has a song with Paul Wall. Y'all gotta hear. I'm gonna send you the link after that.
Yeah, that's what I say. Send us the link.
See, yeah, I heard the song with Paul Wall. Is dope.
Yeah.
See, somebody that I'll have on my top 5. One of my favorite of all times is DMX.
Yeah.
See that's my dude. Like, and when I look at top 5, it's like how it impacted me in my life, and like, you know, you guys are in the industry that really impact lives, and like when people going through things, you know, music actually bring them through. Like for myself, like I said, DMX is like, if you talk to anyone from my high school or in my whole county, they'll say that I was DMX because that was my dude. This is the Rough Riders. I skipped school to go get their tapes. You know what I mean? And that was like really, he was the artist that I really cling to. And Pastor Troy was another one that I really rock with when I was growing up in high school. And
okay.
You know.
Oh, and I forgot Scarface, man.
Scarface. Yeah. Mind playing tricks.
Yeah.
That was disrespectful.
Yeah, I want to say this, right? Because I was just kind of I really didn't touch on that at all. With the as far as artists that come from the South, I'm gonna say it's like artists that come from the West, and artists that come from the South and the West are equally as important as artists that come from the East. You see, we all know that this is where it originates from. But at the end of the day, for me, it's like as long as you got something to contribute that's meaningful, as long as what you're saying is right and it's coming from a place of truth, as long as the music is right, then I'm with you. There's been a lot of dope artists that come from the South and the West and might get underappreciated, but in the end, it's everybody on the Scarfaces, on the Pimp C's, the Dre's, and all of those folks, and the folks from the South, from the West, the folks that come from outside of yours, everybody that them played a part to get us to where we at now. So that's where I'm at with it.
I mean, it's bigger than just the States now. You know what I'm saying? You have a whole other countries with movements, hip hop movements, different languages that we probably won't even understand or hear of, but they might be just as big or even bigger.
Yeah, it's definitely worldwide now. So
yeah, it's worldwide.
All right, so you guys have any like upcoming projects coming up that's dropping? I mean, we touched a little bit about that, but if you guys want to elaborate, let the people know.
Yeah, and where can we get that new song tonight?
That new song again is dropping tonight. It's called They Think They Know, and it's the first single off of my upcoming solo album. You can find it by looking up OSVN. They Think They Know, or whatever platform that you use. And Sinnagi also has a project and some solo work coming out.
Yeah, it's a series of EPs. The EP name is Yadas. That's Y.A.D.A.S, which is an acronym for Y'all Don't Appreciate Shit. Basically, the whole concept behind this work is I'm doing whatever I want regardless, because it's like if you come out with classic stuff, people don't appreciate it anyway.
Right.
So I'm just gonna do my art and do it the way I feel is necessary. So the first installment is with each installment is with a different producer. So the first installment that's coming is with Jay Styles, who pretty much produced the whole thing. Actually, he produced the whole thing. So yeah, that's coming shortly. I haven't released it yet, but it's coming shortly.
And then which project is?
Yeah, and we also have a couple of albums, undeniable albums on the way. We got a project called Undeniable Music, which is going to be released shortly. We don't want to release no dates because this whole pandemic kind of threw a lot of dates off. Had to reconsider some release dates, but that's on the way. And I could just stay in tune with us by going to undeniablemusic.com, and just by going to that site, you can get tapped into all of our social media accounts as well through the icons and widgets on our website.
And I just got a pretty dope hat from you guys that you guys have going on your site. And then I just saw that you recently put up another style of hat and shirt. Oh, you guys can talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Sin.
What's up?
Yo, we got some new merchandise available as well. If you go to our Instagram, is the best way to order our merchandise right now, and also our website. But we have a line entitled The Flag, and we have Fly by Nature.
Yeah, so you have two separate hats, one black, one red for Fly by Nature, and an all black tee. And then for the flag is an all black tee as well. And if you go on the gram or on our website, you'll see what it looks like. And that comes with two hats too. You have an all black hat and a camo hat with that package.
Yeah, something that we also want y'all to be aware of and know. Since we released these items, half of all of the profits that we bring in from the sale of this merchandise is going to be going to bailing out protesters and brothers that are on the front lines. The systemic racism and the murders of our brothers and sisters by the police department.
That's amazing.
That's dope, man.
That's dope. All right, so Undeniable Music, thank you for joining the podcast, for dropping knowledge on us, thank you for everything. Thank you for the theme song too.
Yeah, man.
As soon as Nikki, all right, so Nikki was like, "Oh, hear this song, you might like it." As soon as I heard it,
Yeah.
I'm like,
That
"Oh, we
was
gotta
it.
have it.
Yeah.
We gotta." Have it.
Yeah.
So
Appreciate that. That means a lot, man.
Yeah.
Y'all for that.
yeah, as soon as I heard the
Yeah,
song, I'm
appreciate
like,
y'all.
yeah, as soon as I heard the song, I'm like, yeah, we gotta have it. That's perfect for us.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot.
Yeah, glad y'all
Yeah. Thanks.
tune in
Oh,
tonight.
thanks.
Make sure y'all listen to the new joint tonight. Make sure y'all stay in tune with what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Sinnagi. Thanks, O.
All right, follow them on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Look up Undeniable Music, undeniablemusic.com. You can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at The Formula Production. And subscribe, like, share, all that good jazz. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support.
That's the formula.
Appreciate you guys. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Don't ever let them bring you down, cause then you be on a level. Listen, I'm never giving up. Stand your ground, don't be too comfortable or too settled. Listen, I'm never giving up. When you hit rock bottom, it's only one way to go. Listen, I'm never giving up. Everybody got problems, how you handle them, no. Yeah, listen.